All right, folks, today we are talking about Ohm's Law. So, all you're going to need today is your packet, and in your packet, you're going to set up to take notes and then have some practice to do after that. So, let's get started. Quick announcements, keep bringing in 2-liter bottles, please. All right, first thing I need you to do is go ahead and jump over to Schoology and take Quick Quiz B.3. When you have finished taking Quick Quiz B.3, I want you to go ahead and set up your notes for today. Our essential question is, what is Ohm's Law? And the guiding questions are, what is the Ohm's Law formula? And how do I determine current, voltage, and resistance? Go ahead and pause the video until you have taken the Quick Quiz and set up your notes, and then we will continue. All right, our learning target today is using Ohm's Law, I can show how voltage, current, and resistance are related. So, Ohm's Law is a formula, and this formula shares the form of a number of formulas that we have learned this year. Very straightforward put, it is voltage equals current times resistance. Now, please note, voltage is V, resistance is R, current is I. That's going to be a little tricky one that you're going to have to remember, that current is I in this formula. Now, here is the formula triangle for Ohm's Law. Voltage on top, current and resistance on bottom. So, real quick, this is for STEM only, so if you're in physical science, you can go ahead and jump forward to the next slide. STEM, if you want to use a formula triangle for the test coming up here, you will need to make your own. Just take a note. I want to show you it is pretty straightforward to make your own. When you are given the formula, which you will be provided on the test, V equals IR, in order to set up your formula triangle, you take what is ever on its own. So in this case, voltage, it's on its own here, and that goes in the top of your formula triangle. So V goes there. And then I and R, because they are side by side to each other, we know that side by side in a formula triangle means that you multiply. So I goes here, R goes here. That's how we end up with VIR. All right, in Ohm's Law, we have three things that we are working with: voltage, current, and resistance. Now, voltage is measured in volts, which we use the unit V. Current is I. We measure that in amps using A. And resistance is R. We measure that in ohms using omega. Now, I have a little cartoon here that you can see, and that cartoon shows how electricity moves through a wire. Now, you'll see that the voltage is the push that moves amps or current through the wire. So current is the flow of electric charge, voltage is the push, and resistance is this red guy up here who is making the wire either thinner or wider for the amps or the current to go through. So, little cartoon that helps you remember that. Maybe you can sketch that out if that would be helpful to you. All right. This is the Ohm's Law formula triangle again. If you look in your packet, there is a sheet that has Ohm's Law and the triangle written in it. I'm not sure exactly the page, but if you look through, you will find it. You hear in the background my dog Mosaic. She is very excited about Ohm's Law and that I am talking about it here. So she may have some commentary throughout the rest of this video. All right, we're going to do some practice problems here because honestly, Ohm's Law is just about doing problems, and Mosaic is super excited about that. So we are going to do this first one. I want you to try each of these on your own. So our first problem is, what is the voltage if the resistance is 3 ohms and the current is 3 amps? Go ahead and pause the video and try to do this problem on your own. All right, so here's how we're going to solve this problem. We're going to start with our equation, V equals I times R, and our formula triangle. Because we are asking what is the voltage, we are going to cover up V with our thumbs. I'm representing covering up here with highlighting in this video. So voltage is on top, I and R are next to each other, current and resistance, which means we use the formula V equals I times R. I is current, which is 3 amps, listed right there. R is resistance, 3 ohms, which is listed right there. And we are solving for voltage. Therefore, voltage equals 3 amps times 3 ohms. When you multiply amps by ohms, the unit becomes volts. 3 times 3 is 9, and there's our answer. Practice problem number 2, I want you to try on your own. A circuit has a voltage of 10 volts and a resistance of 2 ohms. What is the current in the circuit? Go ahead and pause the video. Try to work that problem on your own. All right, we are solving for current in this problem, so we're going to cover current up, leaving us with V and R. V is over R, therefore we divide voltage by resistance. So we use the formula current equals voltage divided by resistance. Voltage from our problem is 10 volts. Resistance from our problem is 2 ohms. Remember, use omega for ohms. What is the current in this circuit? I equals 10V divided by 2 ohms, and that equals 5 amps. And that is our practice problem 2. Practice problem 3. What is the resistance of a circuit with a current of 4 amps and a voltage of 16 volts? Go ahead and try to solve this problem. Pause the video and then come back. All right, we are solving for R, so go ahead and cover up R in your formula triangle. You'll end up with voltage over current. So we are using R equals V over I. Our resistance is unknown. The current is 4 amps right there. Voltage is 16 volts right there. That means voltage V goes in where V is. Current goes in where I is. 16 volts divided by 4 amps equals 4 ohms, and that is the answer to our problem. So I want you to go ahead and type any questions that you have about solving Ohm's law problems, and I will answer them the next time that we meet. Go ahead and self-assess how well you understand the Ohm's law equation. 1 is lost, 3 is getting there, 5 is I've got it. Here's what I want you to do for the rest of the hour. If you are a 1 or a 2, I want you to watch the tutorial videos on Schoology for formula triangles or Ohm's law, depending on what you need help with. If you are a 3 or a 5, or 3 through a 5, I want you to practice using the worksheets in your packet. You will notice that there's one worksheet, B.3.P, Ohm's Law Practice, and I want you to start working on that. Once you get a few done, I want you to go up front and grab a copy of the key and check your answers. The key is also available on Schoology. Try some of the problems first before you grab a key to make sure that you understand what you're doing. If you are a 5 and you get 5 correct answers on the worksheet, I want you to make a video showing how to solve an Ohm's law problem for people who are confused. So, good luck and good work.